I'm gonna be completely honest. I've procrastinated like crazy with this video because I really wasn't looking forward to doing this one. But I said I'd do it, so here it is. Because of how long it's taken me, I really can't be bothered to go out with this one, so I apologize in advance if this video isn't edited as well, and there aren't a lot of background images. But anyways, without further ado, just how canon is Ben 10 Omniverse? Oh boy. Hey everyone, Skye from the Jyminaurus channel, and welcome back. In the previous episode I mentioned that I would be doing a video later explaining why I don't count Ben 10 Omniverse as strictly canon and what I mean by that. Keep in mind that when I say it isn't canon, I do not mean it in the it never happened or doesn't exist sort of way. So, allow me to explain. Obligatory spoiler warning here for the entirety of Ben 10, this time counting Omniverse. Also, before we continue, let me preface this with a clarification that I do not hate Omniverse. Back when it first came out, I will readily admit that I did completely and utterly despise it, but since then I've mellowed out quite a bit, and I've learned to love it thanks in great part to Kuro the artist and 5 years later. I just don't hold Omniverse on the same pedestal as the rest of Ben 10 Classic. In fact, one of my favorite episodes from the franchise, if not my absolute favorite in total, is in fact from Omniverse, which coincidentally will be the primary source in this video. Anyways, moving on. Let's start with the most important reason why I only count Omniverse as semi-canon. First, in the episode So Long and Thanks for All the Smoothies, the universe is completely destroyed by the Annihilarg. Ben was unaffected as he was in the form of Alien X at the time, proving that Alien X can tank universe-level reality-altering attacks without even doing anything. After failing to save the universe, Ben recreates it, but oh no, it isn't a perfect recreation. Several things are different, most noticeably smoothies no longer taste the same, but that isn't all that's changed. Fast forward several story arcs later in the episode Universe vs. Tennyson, the Celestial Sapiens try to legally punish Ben for recreating the universe, which somehow violates the Universe Preservation Act. It is revealed that Ben also failed to recreate 3 pieces of Tadenite, a type of crystal that's basically semi-indestructible and is also used as currency apparently. Any number of other things could have also been altered in the recreation. Here, we've already seen several. Imagine how many more minute differences there could be across the hundreds of billions of star systems per your average galaxy, and the trillions of galaxies in the observable region of the universe alone. Entire planets could very easily be missing. This was obviously Alien X's doing with the help of Bellicus and Serena. Some people have argued with me before that the reason there are differences is because Ben was the one who did it, but here's the problem with that. Ben himself couldn't possibly have known to recreate memories in other people he doesn't know about, secrets he's never been told, events he didn't see, history he didn't witness, planets he's never visited, let alone the ones he's never even heard of, nor the trillions of galaxies beyond the Milky Way. If Ben himself was truly the one at fault here, the universe would be completely unrecognizably different beyond Earth. Actually no, Earth itself would also be fairly different. No one person knows everything about every culture and location on Earth. Bellicus and Serena are very obviously at fault here if you ask me. Regardless of why, the point is that the universe was recreated imperfectly. Before anyone says that the universe was only destroyed on a physical level, so Alien X didn't have to recreate it on a quantum or temporal level, remember that the memories in people could easily still be different either way. From that episode onwards, the universe isn't the same universe as it was in Ben 10 Ultimate Alien. Anyways, again in the episode Universe vs. Tennyson, Ben's lawyer Chad Smith reveals that it is in fact the Celestial Sapiens themselves who are responsible for the franchise's art style changes, voice actors, and retcons, and who knows how much other stuff. Here, it is definitive, canonical information in Omniverse itself that Ben 10 Omniverse is not the same thing as Ultimate Alien Force era Ben 10. This is what I mean when I say it isn't canon. What is true in Omniverse is not necessarily true in Ultimate Alien Force. Omniverse is canon in and of itself, but since we know that the Omniverse reality was altered in-universe, that doesn't necessarily make anything in it canon retrospectively. If I were to make a video game, for example, right? Like, for lack of a better example, let's use Minecraft. Here's the game in its latest version. In this new update, I added a new type of block or something. This block did not exist in the previous version, so you cannot call it canon retrospectively. It is only canon moving forward. Sure, you can visit old world saves you have and use the new block in them, but that doesn't change the previous version of the game. Similarly, Omniverse can introduce new things, new concepts, new retcons, new anything really, even going back in time to the 11-year-old Ben 10 flashbacks set after the original series. But this isn't the original series or Ultimate Alien Force. If by some chance you still somehow don't believe me, take a look at this planet. It's Galvan Prime, the homeworld of the Galvan and Azimuth as seen in Ultimate Alien Force, but in present-day Omniverse it looks like this. Completely different, right? Well, here's Galvan Prime in the flashbacks. It looks exactly the same. The Celestial Sapiens canonically altered Ben's reality / art style and history in Omniverse. This is not debatable, and so anything from Omniverse can be viewed as an altered, different version of the original reality. This Ben is not this Ben any more than he's this Ben. There. That is why Omniverse is only semi-canon and completely non-canon retrospectively. Potentially anything and everything can be dismissed as changed. In addition to that, there are also some more personal reasons why I prefer not to count it. Ben 10 Omniverse had a lot of retcons. So many, I don't even know how many there are off the top of my head. But that's not the point of this video. Originally, I was going to delve into way more details, but then this video would end up taking me nearly as long to make as the previous episode, not even counting the time I've already procrastinated. Long story short, there are two really big retcons that would be world-shattering continuity if you erroneously assume Omniverse is the same unaltered universe as Ultimate Alien, which it isn't. But since Omniverse has the whole retcons are canonically done by the Celestial Sapiens thing, Omniverse has a solid in-universe explanation that kind of fixes things. So, meanwhile, these retcons would be utterly awful otherwise, we know that it's just the Celestial Sapiens changing the continuity. One last thing. Because I know it's going to be brought up, Omniverse is not the only series in the franchise to have retcons. UAF also had plenty. The difference, though, is this. None of those retcons, in my opinion, are anywhere near as world-shattering continuity as the two really bad retcons I mentioned from OV, which directly contradict previously established canon in needlessly moronic ways. Even the Plumber retcon I don't think is anywhere near as bad. Furthermore, it wasn't canon in UAF that Celestial Sapiens had previously altered reality on a scale such as seen in Omniverse. There was talk of them being capable of altering stuff, like bringing back the dinosaurs, but like I said, things in Omniverse aren't canon retrospectively speaking. UAF was meant to be a continuation of OS, and that is what I consider it to be, but since OV canonically changed reality, I count it as a separate universe entirely, an altered universe, same as you would count an alternate timeline if history was changed. So there you have it. Omniverse is canonically non-canon to the previously existing content due to the alteration of reality and history by the Celestial Sapiens. In a future video, I may go into more details about my personal gripes with those retcons I mentioned, but that's a big if. I have 3 other projects in the works right now, and those take priority. Speaking of which, I don't know how active I'm going to be on YouTube until those projects are prepped, but I'll still try to sprinkle in some videos here and there. Hopefully. But anyways, that just about does it for this video. If you want help from my channel, you know what to do. This is Skye signing off till next time. Bye.